Okay, so I'm trying to do my best. My best nice person vibe here because DeAndre Ayton is on the market. Whether or not they want to trade him or give him up, I don't know what the details on that is. Is he being traded or is he just a free agent?
I think he's being traded.
Oh, okay. So here's the
I'll look it
thing.
up real quick.
I'm going to try my best because what would you give up? So here's the thing. I've thought about. I'm trying not to say a bag of sun chips. Okay, because this dude is a former number 1 pick. I've always said from day 1 of that draft, if you're a big man and you are drafted number 1, you better be a bean-banging bruiser or have a 3-point shot. He's neither. He's neither. He will get abused by other big men who have a pulse of wanting to try. He cannot shoot the 3 as of yet, although his jump shot's improving for what the heck that's worth. Guys, he might have been the reason they lost to the Mavericks. Seriously. I say that because, yeah, Booker struggled. Yeah, Chris Paul was kind of hurt. Who cares? You're the big man inside. You got out-rebounded by guys like Dwight Powell, who I love. But that goes to my point. He had a will to beat you, and he beat you and made you look soft. And he is soft. So what I would give up, I wouldn't even want him because he wants the max money. So I dang sure ain't doing that. I don't know who would do that. So I'm going to say I'll give you a bag of sun chips and maybe a $5 bill because I don't know at this point.
I think he's worth slightly more than that. I'm not saying a lot more, but there will be somebody who will trade for him. And
of course,
look, he's a guy who shot 60-something% from the field. He averaged 10 rebounds a game. I mean, if you look at his stats, and I'm sure his agents will, you can sell a pretty good player here. If you watch the games, you can also see a very soft, very not a huge effort player here. So, I mean, there will be a team, and there are lots of bad NBA teams who will go after a player like this because the stats are there. And you know what? Maybe a change of scenery, maybe a change of coaching, or maybe a veteran presence will change his mindset. I mean, he's still a young guy. It's not like he's in his 40s, right? This is a young dude. Right. This is a second contract. I mean, he can easily take the next step later. People are late bloomers. I mean, it's possible. But he's played healthy. He's a big guy. I mean, there are things to like here. It's not like he's a terrible player, but he's not nothing.
A potential trade package is floating around via real Quentin Mayo. I don't know if it's a former NBA player. It's not, but it sounded like OJ. Oh, I'm thinking of OJ. Anyways, a trade package floating around is the Nets received DeAndre Ayton. The Suns received Nick Claxton, Joe Harris, and maybe Cam Thomas. I thought that'd be a fleece for the Suns, and I'm going to tell you why. I know that Ian McQuiston, who's a friend of the show, was like, "Oh, that'd be horrible for the Nets." I mean, for who? It'd be horrible for the Suns. I'm like, "Oh no." Joe Harris is a sniper. Nick Claxton's a very good athletic big man who actually gives a crap about playing rough, and Cam Thomas is up and coming scorer. Yeah, DeAndre, go away. I'll pay for your flight to Brooklyn, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, usually, if you get the best player in a deal, you do the best. You win the trade, right? It's always been sort of the way we evaluate these deals. Now, in the case of like draft picks, if you end up with the best draft pick, which ends up becoming the best player, then you win. You know, a la Herschel Walker trades. But in that situation, I kind of feel like the Suns get the worst end of that. You know, Ayton is still the best player of those three, and while those pieces are all nice, there's only 5 guys on the court at once, and adding quote-unquote depth is never the way to win a trade.
I don't know. If I can dump a dude who thinks he's worth more than he's worth, and I can add an athletic big man plus a shooter and another scorer, I mean, what else could they want? Like a draft pick for crying out loud?
Well, here's the thing, though, right? The Suns roster is pretty deep already. When are those guys even going to play?
Considering Jay Crowder can't hit the side of a backboard anymore, I feel like Joe Harris would be doing a good job with that.
I feel like Joe Harris probably gets cut in that situation. Nick Claxton becomes a rotating bench guy, and Cam Thomas will probably stick with the team. But again, they already have big players on that team. So I mean, where are those guys going to play? You're just adding guys on your bench for a bona fide starter.
Call me James Jones.
Yeah, but the bench doesn't win you championships. And if you look at the Warriors, I mean, they only played what, 7 guys?
But I don't know if DeAndre Ayton wins me a championship. Now, granted, if I'm the Warriors, oh wow, I just thought something really scary. If the Warriors can find a way to like get somebody back, like get DeAndre Ayton, and their biggest problem is rebounding. Oh, okay. Oh wow. I just threw up in my mouth thinking about that.
I mean, the Warriors' biggest offseason move should be finding a way to trade James Wiseman while somebody still wants him.
I mean, trade James Wiseman, give up Jonathan Kuminga, and then Jordan Poole, and you have your roster's now Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, who's good in that role, Draymond Green, and DeAndre Ayton. They might run it back.
I don't know that I give up Kuminga, but I would definitely give up Moses Mooney.
Oh, same thing. Like, give me Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, and one of those two, and then maybe a draft pick. You can have DeAndre Ayton. I think both teams would be okay with that.
Yeah,
because you get rid of a contract, and then like you have a chance to sign more. Hey, who knows?
Sadly, that trade will never happen because they'll never trade within their own conference like that.
I think it's division too. I don't know. But Bob Myers also said he wants to keep the same roster. I'm telling you, it's fun when you're ahead.
Oh yeah, it's good to be the king. There's no doubt.
Oh, I just can't wait to not be king.